Remember when we started off this act knowing that Riot was focusing on agent balances and overall game health? Riot definitely delivered this act, but I think that a lot of us thought that there should definitely have been some more changes targeted towards some key offenders in the meta, namely Jett. Well, it looks like Riot have finally found the answer they've been looking for, and we have some Jett nerfs coming in patch 4.08. What is going on, ProGuides family? It's your host Sergeant Frost, and today we're covering the recent patch 4.08 preview that Riot released, and what that might mean as we head into the end of the act. So make sure to like and subscribe, and also visit ProGuides.com, where our Mortal and Radiant level coaches are more than excited to teach you secrets to climbing to the top. Link is in the description, and let's jump right into it. If you guys were around during the beta and the early stages of Valorant, I'm sure most of you remember how Jett used to be thought of as one of the weakest agents. But ever since the community started testing their limits with her dash and star offers like Wardell mained her, she quickly skyrocketed from the bottom of the barrel to the star of the show. Her whole kit was pretty simple, but also had some huge outplay potential and tons of flexibility. And ever since Jett rose to the top of the meta, she's been flying high with no way to bring her down. And it looks like finally the Riot devs have found their answer, and that's to find a way to nerf her dash. So the devs shared with us the main nerf that will come to Jett's dash, and it looks like the main things it will target is how reactively Jett was able to use it, and also how versatile the dash was for choosing aggressive plays. Basically, Jett's dash is now a skill that has a window of time to use, and requires you to preemptively activate it to have it available. And if you don't use it in that window of time, it will be as if you used your dash and your charge disappears. As you can see in this video that Valorant uploaded, clicking Jett's dash is what actually activates a 12-second window for you, where you can dash anytime during those 12 seconds. You can also see how Jett's feet has wind trails, which shows that she has activated it, which gives you a chance to see if she can dash or not, sort of like a chamber that's in range of his teleport. There's also a sound that you make when you activate the dash ability, but it's unclear whether that can be heard by the enemy team or not. Overall, this seems like a pretty simple but significant nerf to Jett, but it's not the end of the world. Let's take a look at what the devs have to say about their reasoning. So in order to justify this change, the devs also gave us a few key reasons why they felt the need for this change. Some of these might feel familiar, because most of the community have come to agree that the dash is what makes Jett feel overwhelming, and there are some clear reasons why. First, the devs pointed out that Jett's dash was too versatile and had no prerequisite, which meant that she could dash whenever she felt like she was in danger with little repercussions. So that meant if you were going for an aggressive play, you didn't need to plan out that much, and you still had a get out of jail free card for wherever the situation takes you. That made it so that Jett could play really dumb and still make it out alive, knowing she could escape if anything went wrong. And that also made it really annoying for players to fight against her, because her dash is so versatile. If you wanted to counter her, you would have to somehow shut down her ability to dash away first. But if you've ever tried to strategize against an escape that is physically too fast for you to catch up to, then you'd realize that it's much harder said than done. The devs also said that their vision for Jett should be to make her an explosive duelist still, but to tone down on her defensive powers with her AWP. This makes sense because most duelists are more impactful on the attacker side, but for some reason Jett is just great on both sides due to her being able to play like an attacker on both sides. Overall, the devs have a lot to say about their decision regarding Jett, and with good reason. Jett is by far the strongest duelist in the game right now, and she is also a very popular agent as a result. To mess this up would make a lot of Jett mains pissed off, even though it might be healthy for the game overall. So there is a fine balance. According to the devs, part of the reason why they took so long to come up with this was a result of this consideration, as they developed and tested tons of other changes to Jett's dash, but they didn't think they were impactful enough or felt it would be too harsh. So now the question some of you might be asking is this all of the nerfs heading into next patch? Honestly, we don't really know if Jett will receive any more nerfs, but it seems very likely that Jett isn't the only one receiving nerfs. At the end of the update, the devs wrote that they were concerned about nerfing Sova before 4.08, because Sova is one of the key ways to counter a Jett in the first place. But now that Jett is getting a nerf, it seems like they've opened up room to balance Sova as well, who is also one of the meta staples in Valorant currently. Not much information is told about how they're nerfing Sova, but judging from how they're talking about how Sova's nerf would make Jett stronger, then we think it's going to be a Sova drone nerf that isn't just the cost. Let us know what your theory is in the comment section down below. Anyways, it looks like Jett is finally up to bat for balancing, and it's really nice to see that the devs aren't going to leave us hanging, especially since this act was devoted to agent balancing. Imagine balancing Valorant and not addressing Jett. If you enjoyed this, make sure to like and subscribe if you want to stay up to date on all the latest Valorant news. This has been your host Sergeant Frost, and good luck on the rest of the act.